Welcome back, Cabrini students. We hope you had an amazing summer vacation and are looking forward to a great fall semester. This is Cabrini College's weekly news program, LOQation. I'm Parisa.
And I'm Ricardo Shepard, and here's your news now.
Looking for some back-to-school fun? There's a welcome back dance organized by Cabrini's Active Minds Club this Saturday night, August 30th at 10. You can purchase your $3 tickets in Grace Hall for the dance. Well, it looks like the class of 2018 is all set and ready to take their first year by storm. Let's take a closer look at the past weekend's events as a freshman came to campus.
I'm Valerie Ruiz, and it's orientation day, and I'm here with the class of 2018. It seems to be pretty hectic, but everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. Let's check in with some students and orientation leaders to see how the day is going.
It's not just about basketball. My mom always told me that. She always told me that you have to get an education first, and I feel like here it has an established foundation where everybody's willing to help you.
My favorite part of orientation was meeting new people and getting to know everybody in my class. Moving in was really, really easy. Like, I didn't even have to do anything. Literally, someone took everything for me, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
The benefits for orientation for freshmen are, first off, the obvious, getting to know each other. They're all here together in one big cluster. They're all from different backgrounds, walks of life. Another benefit is they get to learn to be away from their parents. Even though their parents are here with them today, at some point the parents leave and they all have to be able to function as adults. And this is, I guess, the beginning step.
My favorite part of the orientation is the flash mob because we all work so hard for it, and the freshmen are so surprised when we do it. So it's really exciting and they love it, we love it, so it's so great.
And I feel really welcomed here, and I really like this school. That's why I came here.
The class of 2018, they're so ready for everything. Like, everyone that I've met so far has been so excited to be here, and it's just so great. Like, such positive vibes from this class. Like, I'm so excited for them.
Seems like the incoming freshman class is adjusting well to Cabrini's campus and having a lot of fun, especially with their orientation leaders. I'm Valerie Ruiz. Let's take it back to the news desk.
This year, the Student Engagement and Leadership, also known as SEAL, has planned lots of fun activities for students. One is the Welcome Back Bingo, being held on September 2nd at 9 p.m. in Jazzman's Cafe. For students who want to change their course schedule, the last day for adding or dropping a class is Wednesday, September 3rd. Students need to speak with their advisors and head over to the registrar office and take care of business before it's too late. Would you like to get more involved with Cabrini? Come to the Involvement Fair from 4 to 7 Wednesday afternoon, September 3rd in Grace Hall, where campus organizations will have folks who can come talk to you about joining up. Students can also stop by the SEAL office to get more information about campus clubs. Cabrini made multiple adjustments to campus over the summer by relocating over 10 offices. Dr. Gingrich gave us the update on why so many reconfigurations were made and how they will benefit the Cabrini community.
As we began to plan for next year was to find new places for two key offices, and one of those was the Center for Career and Professional Development, which we wanted to just be a more central place on campus so that students could see it and be a part of that, because we just see that as being really key for students who are going to be looking for careers later on, and that's such an important part of what we do at Cabrini. And then the other part is finding a more central place for the NERNI Leadership Institute. Along with that, then, HR had to find a different place, and residence life and student life had to find a different place.
I am the Assistant Director for Employee Relations in the Center for Career and Professional Development. I'm so excited to be in this new location. When I initially started here at Cabrini, we were over in Grace Hall, and so when our office moved here to Widener, I just love the space. It's right here in a central location where lots of students will be walking by. Therefore, we'll have the opportunity to see a lot of students. That means they'll know where we are and they'll come to see us, and I'm looking forward to seeing them all. So I love the new location. It's a prime location.
One of the academic department moves will be moving the psychology department, which is on the 3rd floor of Founders Hall, into the Ayadorola Center, and they'll be on the 1st floor there. So we'll be moving the whole Calameco lab, which is the social science lab, into the area where the graphic design lab was in Ayadorola, and we'll be moving that equipment back into the area where graphic design and comm is located. And so that's, in terms of logistics, that's going to take a lot of movement. I think it's going to be a very positive for the community. I think we found places that make sense and that will give the things that need more visibility for students, will give them more visibility. I think just having more access to the Nerney Leadership Institute and having more access to the Career Center is going to be of great benefit. And then I think we think that people are just gathered together in the right place in new ways that will really help us to have better communication and better access to each other.
And that was your trip around the block. Let's see what's new at sports with Howard Blake.
The women's soccer team took a trip to Portugal this summer. They played 2 exhibition games and hosted 2 youth clinics as a way to give back. Fresh off their trip, according to the preseason coaches poll, the women's soccer team is the favorite to claim the CSAC crown this year. The Lady Cavs are returning 5 seniors, and one of which is Melissa Scanzano, first-team All-CSAC performer. The Blue and White played their first game against Philadelphia University on August 29th. Let's see if they can return to CSAC champion form. With the NFL regular season right around the corner, there are a lot of questions to be answered. Will RG3 look like the electrifying quarterback we saw 2 seasons ago? Will the Seahawks dominate the NFC and repeat as Super Bowl champions? Or will Johnny Manziel eventually take over the starting job in Cleveland at some point this season? Tweet me your thoughts at LOQation News. This year's NBA season should be very exciting to say the least. King James returns home to Cleveland to team up with Kyrie Irving and newly acquired forward Kevin Love. Kevin Durant is searching for his first championship after coming off of an MVP season, while teams like the Clippers, Heat, and Spurs look to send a message to the league that the Cavaliers aren't the only title contenders. On August 26, the USA men's basketball team took on Slovenia in a FIBA exhibition at the Gran Canaria Arena in Spain. The USA won 101-71. Anthony Davis led the way with 18 points, while Kenneth Farid poured in 14 of his own. The Red, White, and Blue head to Bilbao, Spain, in their tournament opener against Finland on the 30th. Well, that's it for your sports news. Let's send it to Ricardo for your trip across the nation.
This week, American journalist Peter Theo Curtis was finally released after being held prisoner in Syria for 2 years. Although the United States wasn't directly involved in negotiating for his release, it's known that outside sources have reached out to the Islamist rebel group, widely known as the Al-Nusra Front. The operation was successful, and Curtis was able to return back home to finally reunite with his family. Earlier this week, Northern California was rocked by an earthquake. The 6.0 magnitude quake is believed to be the strongest earthquake to hit the San Francisco Bay Area in 25 years. Despite the fact that numerous of homes and other historical buildings were damaged, no one died during the quake. Many residents of the area were treated for minor injuries, with only 1 case reported of a patient who remained in critical condition. CNN reported that the township of Emmerly, located north of Baghdad, has been blockaded by ISIS militia for the past 2 months. About 20,000 residents of the small town are without running water, food, and electricity. In efforts to combat this crisis, the UN Special Representative of the Secretary General for Iraq, Nikolai Melyanov, reached out to the international community for help. According to officials of Iraq's Human Rights Commission, local town policemen and military forces are doing their best to protect their fellow natives. However, unless Emmerly receives the full support and aid to alleviate this issue, the residents of Emmerly could be facing the possibilities of a massacre in the near future. Psychology professor Dr. Edna Barenbaum met up with LOQation students to discuss her trip to the AIDS conference in Australia this past summer, as well as her work with the Cabrini sisters in their Swaziland mission in Africa.
I'm Dr. Edna Barenbaum. I am in the psychology department here at Cabrini College. I have been in the department for approximately 25 years. I had the wonderful opportunity 2 years ago to be able to join Sister Barbara and Sister Diane in Swaziland, and they had asked me to develop a happiness scale for the children. I spent a good deal of time really just trekking around to homesteads with a translator and a driver when I would interview the children. And I also went to the schools and I worked with the children in the schools in the process developing the scale to see how children feel about themselves. At the same time, I also developed another scale, which I have the caretakers, people who are taking care of the children, and I had them also rate the children and see if the children reported the same levels of well-being as caretakers or if they saw something that was different. I was made aware that the 2014 AIDS conference, which is held every 2 years, was going to be in Melbourne, Australia. I was fortunate enough to be able to work with Sister Barbara from Swaziland, and we co-presented a paper at the Interfaith Conference. It wasn't a paper, it was a discussion, actually. And it was a discussion of the partnership of Cabrini College, Cabrini Mission in Swaziland, and Cabrini, Australia. So we all came from different perspectives, and we brought our information together. With such a large conference, AIDS 2014, there were approximately 15,000 delegates that arrived in Melbourne. Melbourne welcomed us in a very joyous way, but at the same time it was a very sad time because of the airplane that had gone down also just before the conference started with delegates that were supposed to be presenting at that time. What I walked away from the conference was a sense of hope and that there's a lot of work to do still. So we're beginning a new era, and I have a colleague here in the psychology department, Dr. Tamara Smith, who is also joining me in collecting, and she's doing the data analysis for me. And I will be going back to Swaziland in September again, and I'm going to be collecting more data. The children that live on the mission actually report less depression and less anxiety than the children living in the homestead settings. So once we have that data, what do we do with that data? Well, then we develop programs, and what we're looking toward are developing programs for parenting, for people who are on homesteads, making sure that we are developing good attachments for the children living on the mission. Edna Barenbaum on location for LOQation. Thank you very much.
In entertainment news today, MTV's Video Music Awards this past Sunday held a lot of great artists such as Jessie J, Ariana Grande, Katy Perry, Rita Ora, and more. But the real talk was about Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj opened up the awards with her new single hit, Anaconda, then immediately performed Bang Bang with Ariana Grande and Jessie J. Minaj had a wardrobe malfunction during the performance, but handled herself perfectly. And to end the show with a flawless performance was Beyonce, singing her entire album called Beyonce, which hit stores in 2013. Is Chelsea Handler saying goodbye to Chelsea Lately show? The answer is yes. On Tuesday night, she aired her last show after 7 long years, but she isn't done yet. Ms. Handler will be launching her new talk show on Netflix around 2016, according to LA Times. Keep your eyes open. Chelsea Handler fans, good luck to you, Chelsea.
Thanks for joining us this week for the first show of the semester. For LOQation Weekly News, I'm Parisa Ghaffari.
And I'm Ricardo Shepard. Make sure to stay up to date with us by following us on social media. Simply search LOQation News. Have a great week, Cabrini.